Welcome to Dark Knight Films Reviews and another action movie night. Tonight, I will be reviewing Lethal Weapon 3, released in 1992. Lethal Weapon 3 stars Mel Gibson, Danny Glover, Joe Pesci, Rene Russo, Stuart Wilson, Steve Kahan, Alan Scarfe, Nick Chinlund, Traci Wolfe, and Darlene Love. Lethal Weapon 3 was directed by Richard Donner. Now this one, the script was written by Jeffrey Boehm again, but this time he was joined by Robert Mark Kamen, who at this point was very well known for his Karate Kid film series, which he had written and started those characters. So he adds a little bit of a fun element to Lethal Weapon that we didn't have before, because we have a writer that is known for a different franchise. So that was interesting about this film. A lot of people shit on this film and say that it's not near as good as Lethal Weapon or Lethal Weapon 2. And they usually cite the villain as not being as good in this one, which I beg to differ. I beg to differ. Because while he's not a straight-up villain like we've known from Gary Busey, Mitchell Ryan from the original film, or Joss Ackland from Part 2, he is a character that has a lot to him, in my opinion, because he is a former police officer who has turned bad. And that portrayal of that character was so interesting for me just because of who's playing that character. The character of Jack Travis is played by Stuart Wilson. And Stuart Wilson, I just love this actor. He is so good in every role that he plays. I've never seen him play in a movie where he played a bad role, to be honest. So, I don't know what the fuck movie people are watching when they say that the Jack Travis character is not as strong a villain, is not as good a villain. No, he's not as... he's equally as evil in a lot of ways as them, but he has something that they don't have. He has this back history. I mean, he knew Captain Murphy, Steve Kahan's character. So whenever Martin Riggs and Roger Murtaugh, Mel Gibson and Danny Glover, of course, are talking about him, Jack Travis, Steve Kahan's Captain Murphy even chimes in.
He was one of us. One hell of a brutal cop. He could beat a confession out of anybody.
One hell of a dirty cop.
You've got this back history to the character that he was, and he can even sneak into the police station like he does in this one scene and assassinate a character that could have ratted him out. And he gets away with it. He kind of gets away with it. And they did have some cameras in there that nobody knew about. Not even Jack Travis knew about it. And Rene Russo's character of Lorna Cole exposes this element in the film.
Well, he didn't know there was one in the interrogation room.
Right. There isn't.
Yeah. We installed them 6 months ago, every station.
What? Yeah? Well, that's great. 6 months they've been there. We don't know anything about it.
And she is another great addition to this film. I mean, we had the addition of Joe Pesci in the previous film in Part 2 that upped everything. Rene Russo raises this film the same way. She is just a great character. She has great chemistry working off of Martin Riggs Mel Gibson. I mean, Mel Gibson is amazing in this. And she is equally as badass as he is. That's what makes it so cool. But yeah, I mean, the only character that I was kind of disappointed with in this one, the way they portrayed her and the way she looked, she changed her look up from the previous films and everything, was Traci Wolfe's character of Brienne, Murtaugh's daughter, oldest daughter. She cut her hair really short for this film, and I just did not like that look for her. Her performance was still okay, you know, it was good, you know. But, and as usual, Darlene Love is back as Trish, and she's always great in these films. I mean, and of course, you do get Damon Hines and Ebonie Smith back as Nick and Carrie. And actually, Damon Hines gets a little bit of extra in here because one of his friends ends up getting involved in a shooting, and Roger ends up shooting him. And Danny Glover plays up that where he feels bad about killing a friend of his son's. And it's just a great moment in the film. And Mary Ellen Trainor reprises her role as the psychiatrist Stephanie Woods. So, to me, this film is just as good as the first two. I don't think it's a worse film. I think it was well done. Joe Pesci is great as Leo Getz once again.
Hey, where's Riggs? I didn't know he could hold his breath that long.
Taking a bath, Leo.
I could see that, and it's cold water too. There goes your image.
And you know, getting him in there with characters like Rene Russo's Lorna Cole and everything in here, it's just, you know, it's great, you know. But my final review of Lethal Weapon 3 from 1992, I will give this film a 8.7 out of 10. I think it gets a raw deal as being a worse film in this franchise. I think it is good. I think it's a really good film. But what do you guys think? Do you agree with my review? Do you disagree? Let me know in the comments down below. And as usual, if you like this video, do not forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe button. And don't forget to hit that bell icon to be notified about future videos. And while you're by that subscribe button, click that join button and become a Dark Knight fan. Alright, so that's the end of another action movie night. I hope you will join me for tomorrow for another video game night. Till then, thanks for watching.